All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to YouTube. In tonight's video, I'm going to talk about the recent bump up in price that we've seen, and literally just a big candle that we've seen off of the support level at around the 6 cent. And even though it was trending toward having a breakdown closer to around the 5 cent, those buy orders came in, and they were extremely strong. And Doge actually got to bounce upward. So we're going to talk about take a look here at the charts. We're going to take a look at the pools of liquidity and see how strong those buy orders and get a projection for the week ahead. So I'm starting this chart out by looking at the Dogecoin shorts. And if you look here, you'll see that the shorts have actually been relatively consistent. So this isn't like shorts backing off or anything like that. This is a slight decline, but nothing significant that would indicate like a big drop in short pressure and demand being the same, and just the price action moving up. No, this is actually much stronger demand that's pushing the price of the coin up. So let's take a look here at the actual price projection. A bit here, and you'll see we did have that slight breakdown below around like the 6 cent mark. Um, very briefly, but then we got some really strong buy orders coming in here, and now it looks like we're coming up to test that 6 mark, which is where we got that breakdown from on the last run. So this is very strong. This is, yeah. You said Doge is looking very nice. Absolutely, I agree. It is. This is a very this candle right here, very good bounce, and we're coming up here to test that 6 cent level. And I wanted to, if I want to switch over now so that we can take a look here at the pools of liquidity. But when I checked a moment ago, they were dark red, and that is a lot of significant buying pressure compared to selling pressure. And if shorts are not going to be aggressive, you're going to have this push up every time. So let me switch over here to the screen. Forgive me. So you guys should be able to see that now. This is the pools of liquidity for Dogecoin. So if you take a look here, you'll see the buy orders as of these dark yellow lines. The darkness represents the intensity, right? So you'll see that the buying pressure here, we're literally pretty much like in a battle zone as far as to try and get Doge to reject off of that 6 cent mark. If you see now, there's like a small little red wick appearing, and this is because of the battle that's going on right now, so that Doge does not retest the 6 cent level. We're roughly around 6.4. This looks like a lot of information, but this is literally 2 pennies. You'll see the selling pressure is now mounting, but you also see the buying pressure is already in place. So you can take a look here and see where those buy orders are placed. So we have a significant buying pressure down here between 4.3 and 4.2, 6.43, 6.42, all the way down to the low 6.3s. Very significant buying pressure here. And we're literally, I can see we had a sell order. We touched into the sell orders. We came up to test the 6.495, got a rejection and trended sideways because the buying pressure literally caught it. And now we formed another green candle here because we're operating in the pools of liquidity. So right now, price action 6.4 to 6.6. This is the battle zone for Dogecoin as we speak. So I think that this is going to be an interesting weekend. The buying pressure has come in. The shorts have been not stagnant, but they have not increased to match the buying pressure that's coming in. So in case you were wondering what's going on with the spike and stuff like that, that's pretty much the story behind it. We're trending right now in pools of liquidity. It's looking good at the 6.4 mark. And if we break the 6.6, hold on, let me go back here. You can't see, I'm switching the screen on my end. If we break the 6-6, then yeah, historically, once we break above the 6-6, we go and we test 7 cents again. So that's what it's looking like, and that's probably why we see the significant selling pressure coming in at the 6 cent mark. So there's pretty much something to look forward to over the next coming days here, because you'll see how dark this line has got now. So they're drawing their line in the sand right before 6.9, 6.495. So right before they get to 6.5, about halfway to the 6.6 mark, they're drawing their battle line in the sand right here at around right before 6.495. So, and we have the buying pressure, because you'll see that we are hitting the pools of liquidity and we're actually trending upward. So they tried to push us down. What is this? 6.45, and we hit several pools of liquidity and started trending upward. So this is why you see more aggression here. But unless there's some lag time in the short charts, this does not appear to be shorts at the moment. Now, maybe these charts will update and we can look back and see that that's in fact not true. But as of right now, this appears to be selling pressure and not simply just the shorts as of right now. So something to keep your eyes on going into the actual, going into like Sunday and Monday. Let's see here. What's your prediction by the end of the year for Doge and Shiba Inu? Drop of 0 possibly. Looking for that disruption, 2x rather. Yes, I have them ordered, because I wear 2x's as well. I have them ordered. I'll have to check and see when they get in, but I have you on my list. So as soon as that comes in, I'll have it sent out to you. For Doge by the end of the year, I'm really basing my prediction in general and crypto for to see what the Fed is going to do at this next meeting, because we're getting a lot of misleading, but back and forth. Because 30 days ago we were going to be at 0.25 by the end of the year, and now he's had 2 opportunities to address that 0.25 to let us know if we're still on track, and he's avoided both of those. So it looks like there may be some change of heart behind the closed doors, and we're going to have to see if that remains true, and if that's going to shock the markets again later this month. But I will say that September historically is normally a pretty rough month, right? So we have the witching event where the options and stuff are expiring later this month. We also have the Fed meeting, so there's a couple things that can disrupt the market this month. So I'm looking, as far as my major catalysts on how we're going to finish the year, I'm looking to see how aggressive the Fed feels that they need to be with these basis point hikes. And I think that'll kind of give us an indicator of what inflation is going to be like, what retail sentiment is going to be like. And I think that's going to kind of give us an idea for a more reliable prediction. Otherwise, it could be very well that we continue roughly trending sideways until we get an idea of which direction we're going to go. Because if there's not confidence in the market, and if there's still a lot of fear that we're going to break down, and the Fed can't give us any concrete answers if we're going to break down a lot, that's going to force people to not be comfortable investing. And the same thing on institutional money, they may not be comfortable investing as well. And you'll see like the period where Bitcoin went from like 11,000 down to 3. We had that period where it just trended sideways. We had little ups and downs there where it trended sideways until the next cycle. So that may be the case. I don't know. We're going to have to get further evidence from the macros, but it's kind of like what I'm looking at as my measuring stick for right now. Shiba Inu, drop of 0 possibly. Maybe, but I think that what happens is when we have the uncertainty in the market, you'll see some of these, some other coins that will start like pumping again, because you'll have people will say, okay, well, it's how we make money typically if there's if the market's trending sideways. So what happens is you'll go to coins that are priced like a lot lower, and Doge is in that spectrum too, but typically it's the ones that's below pennies. So you'll see something like a Luna or a Shiba and stuff like that. You'll see these rallies. So As far as it dropping at zero, I can't say with certainty, but it's certainly likely that you'll see pumps in coins that are in that price range. So I hope that helps. And thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. Listen, David loved the content, but at this point, people are just creating content for views. It will be a while before things go up again. I do agree that people are creating content for views. I'm not sure if that was directed at me or not, because I don't make a video unless I have something to say, which is why I didn't make a video yesterday. But it's certainly a lot of information out there. People, start pumping things or putting videos out there. I absolutely agree with that. I see it myself. But as far as for where we're going to go or when the market's going to go up, it's, it really just depends, because the Fed can come out and say, hey, look, everything looks great. We're on schedule for 0.25. Biden can come out and say, hey, you know what? We're going to do another round of stimulus, and we can take off just like that. So I don't try to put a wall around like when things are going to take off. I just kind of look at I have my opinion, but I try to look at what the charts are saying to me, and then I relay that to you guys, which is why I pull up the pools of liquidity and the charts and match them, so you can just have additional information and make your own choices. But I do agree, there's a lot of content being created just for the sake of it. So we're not in disagreement there. Let's test that 07. Yeah, no, I agree. If we break 6.6, technically speaking, historically looking at the charts, we run to test that 7-cent mark. So just kind of like we got that bounce off of like the 5 mark, and we got that big green candle up to the 6 cent. That's technically what's supposed to happen once we break 6.6. That's the next, we're running from support to resistance, and then that resistance turns into support, and then we run to the next resistance. So that's technically the next cycle of this. David, what's this news about the White House mentioning Dogecoin 20 times in a recent report? Seems like they have positive interest in it. I hadn't heard of that. I have to check that out. I have not heard of the White House mention it, but I think that with them pushing to have like a Fed coin and stuff like that, they're going to watch and study the most popular coins. And we know that over half of all crypto wallets contain Dogecoin. So I'm not surprised that they are watching it, in the very least that they're watching it. So that doesn't shock me at all, but I'm pretty sure they're looking to see, what the, adaptability of their coin stuff is going to be. Because I do believe that they're going to pitch their Fed coin, or crypto Fed coin, or Fed dollar, whatever they're going to call it. I think that they're going to pitch it. So when you have other coins that are leading in popularity and that people want usage cases for, I think that's something that they're going to kind of, at least take into account for their research. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to take a look back here at the pools of liquidity. Yeah, so they haven't been able to get us down. The selling pressure has cooled off here, at least for now, at the 648. Buying pressure is still running tight. We have a little gap here between 6.4 and 6.43 and 6.42. So it looks like the buy and sell orders are both cooling off, with a slight advantage to the buy side here, but it's shifting to the sell side. So as this, I'll keep the video on for a couple more minutes, but this is something that you don't want to watch out there, because this is literally live pools of liquidity. So this is switching like minute by minute. So just gonna keep that in mind. Will Doge burn the people? What's what you mean by burn the people? What do you mean, like crash or go to zero? What are you asking? What are your thoughts on Sava, please? This stock is going strong for 5 days in a row. I haven't looked at it. And technically speaking, if you're looking at cycles, especially with stocks, normally if you are able to get 5 consecutive days, normally they're on a 5 to 3 day split. And I'll take a look at it. I've seen some questions about a few stocks. I'll do some quick TA on them. Let's see. Hold on, let me switch screens. All right, can you see that? Okay. So, okay. So this is above the 200-day moving average. I personally don't buy assets when they are running like this, just for a number of reasons. But the fact that this has not been above this since, like I said, like earlier this year, we got like a rejection off of it. I don't know if I would touch this on this kind of run, at least not right now. I have to look into the reasons as to why it's running, but when I see something running like this, I don't consider myself a high risk trader. This is, you start having these gap ups, you got, well, I'm not sure, it depends on how much you watch my channel, but you know how I feel about gap ups. You have these massive run ups, these consecutive green candles, like right here. You typically get them on the other side. And these run up here, very little contestment, and you typically get that on the other side. Same here, same here, same here. So I'm not sure if you're looking to buy and hold, or if you're looking to jump on the opposite side of that. Because if I were going to invest in this, I'd probably look at playing a negative position on this, probably like some puts or something at some point, because this is more than likely going to fill, depending on the reasons it's pumping, on the other side. So that's my take on that. And I hope that helps. I'm not sure if you're looking to buy and hold, but if you're looking to buy and hold, obviously you don't have to take a negative position, but you can just expect like at least a pullback or a correction, again, depending on the reasons why it's pumping. So kind of consider, take that into consideration for the play. Let's see. People already burned. I'm not sure. I mean, because technically the entire market is down. I made a post the other day, like everything is down from like its all-time, I mean, not all-time high, but even just for the year, the return on investment is down. So I don't know. I know a lot of times people single out like crypto or Dogecoin more specifically, but I think if you look at a wider approach, you'll see that it's actually pretty common throughout the market that the market is down. So I don't think that it's just fair to like zoom in on Doge. I'll post let's see if I can find it. I'll post. Yeah, I just found it. I'm going to post their 2022 returns for some stocks, because I think that sometimes people zoom in on Doge and not look at the actual macros of the market. So let's take a look here at them. I'm going to post it in the chat. So those are what I just posted in chat. Those are the 2022 returns from some very powerful companies. So if you look at those numbers here, I think that when you say Doge has burned people, if you invested in just about anything in the last, I say 6 months, well, not even 6 months, I say last previous year, you're probably in the red right now if you did not average down. So that's typically my response when people like single out Doge and stuff like that. It doesn't really matter what you bought last year, because of the macros right now. It's not in a favorable spot. And corrections, pullbacks, these are all normal market cycles. So, don't look at the short term. This is, if you're not playing cycle to cycle, then you're a trader, and then at that point you would have got out a long time ago. So if you're playing cycle to cycle, this shouldn't be an issue. Let's see, what's the top for Bitcoin this year? I placed that up there with the macros for this year, and I'm waiting to get confirmation on which direction the Fed and stuff is going to go. So that's my my biggest I say indicator that I'm using for right now. So I think that the Fed's input and how aggressive they're going to be, I think that it's going to play a major role in the consumer temperament and outlook for the rest of the year. So I'm going to look at Cardano here. I know I saw a post somewhere that mentioned Cardano. So hold on. I'm going up. I know I saw a post that mentioned Cardano. I'm going back. I didn't skip over you. I just remember it. Hold on. I'm going to pull you up. Here you go. All right. So let's take a look here. So I like this if you're looking to trade. If you're buying and holding, I think this is going to be undervalued anyway right now. But if you are at least long term, I think it's undervalued. So this is one of my positions that I'm actually long in. But the fact that we broke below the previous rejection, broke above the previous rejection, we're above the 21, 50, and 72-day moving average. And we're literally just filling the gap on the other side. So that's at least 3 methods of indication. Yeah, so we should be okay until we get around the 6-cent mark. So I'm not sure if you're looking to buy and hold or just want my general input on Cardano, but Cardano is something I believe in personally. It's one of my long-term positions. I think that it is undervalued and at a great price right now. If you're looking to trade it, I do believe you still have some room to the upside. But as you get closer to around 6 cent, I would consider making an exit if you're trading. And then, of course, you have the potential there to kind of ride the supply back down. So hope that helps. Let's see. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think Doge's prediction when Doge 1 launches on December 22nd? I heard it's going to be early next year, but I'm not kind of like gauging the price action for Doge 1 for the simple fact that if it does pump around that time, more than likely it's going to be flooded with traders or scalpers, and you're going to have kind of like a SNL type of effect. So even if that pump does come, it's going to leave very quickly as well. I try to focus more on things that's going to stabilize the coin or give it longevity, like utility and partnerships. But as far as for prediction, we have the 12-cent level to break through, the 16-cent, 19, I believe some light resistance at 22, 25. Yeah, I don't because it's kind of hard for me to chart that because that's speculation. I would have to see it in close to real time so I can chart like supply and look at the equity and stuff like that time to kind of gauge it. If I'm just pulling numbers out of there, if we have a reasonable amount of traders and stuff come in, even with shorting, I think that's fully possible for us to get in like that 16 to 20 range. But I think that shorts, even during that time, would be astronomically higher. So unless the people came in and that were, the people that are still holding now, unless they started buying around that time specifically, then we'll just see like a large just up and down, because I would hope that the people who are long at Dogecoin are buying now and not waiting on the hype. But at the same time, I know that I know how it works, and people get excited when we have catalysts. So predictions, I'd probably say maybe like 300% from where we are right now. So before, shorts, everything spike up dramatically. So hope that helps. I think Doge ain't going to do anything, just like when everyone thought Doge was going to go up when it listed on Coinbase, but we saw that wasn't the case. Yeah, well, Coinbase kind of, I don't want to say they blotched it, but Coinbase did not put the effort or marketing into. I noticed the difference. Coinbase did not put the effort or marketing into Doge like they did other coins when they were listing them. Coinbase literally was just like, oh, we got Doge now. They announced that they were going to put Doge on there, and when they got Doge, I was like, all right, guys, here it is. And it wasn't the big campaign and all the flyers, and it was just it wasn't the same. But not blaming Coinbase, but I understand where you're coming from. But it's just that was a little different. But I agree. I think if we got a massive pump around there, it would more than likely be not the shortest, but the traders and scalpers and stuff coming in. Did you cash out when Doge spiked in SNL? I did not. I did not. My average is roughly around where I got some Doge for actually cheaper, but my average is slightly lower than where we are right now. Let's see, how will Ethereum merge affect Doge? I don't think very much. I think that the Ethereum bridge can have a lot of effect on Doge as far as the utility and bringing use case. But I don't think the Ethereum merge in specific will transcribe to send shockwaves throughout the market and have people buying Dogecoin. I don't think that's going to be transferable on a large scale. Let's see. Doge has staying power. Yeah, Doge is doing. Yeah, it bounced off of that's a point. We had a slight breakdown, but those buy orders came in and they filled. And shorts, they're not moving fast enough, or at least if they're just trying to let it run up, but they're pretty much stagnant. So that buying pressure literally, pushed it up and got the, it's in control right now. So we'll see how this plays out throughout the week. I'll take one more question. Let's see. The community is the best thing about Doge. I think that's what will make it go to the moon. Yeah, community is one of the major things you need for success in coins, because I want to say that it's formed like these cliques or gangs around like certain coins, but you'll see that people in certain communities act like you can't invest in more than one coin, or it's kind of like a us versus them kind of thing, and it's really not the case. I think that there is room for multiple coins to exist within certain spaces, not to the level of which we have now, like 20,000 coins, but I do think there'll be a consolidation. But I think the community coming together, the massive amount of people who hold Dogecoin, and the push that we have for utility is going to be one of the factors that gives Doge longevity, because a lot of these coins, I made videos about it, I talked about it, a lot of these coins are going to phase out and they're going to be nowhere to be found within the next few years. So the community is what gives a coin longevity, and the strength, and you see the people, the buying orders coming in, the people holding, and you'll see how many the Doge transferring out of brokers into the personal wallets, and you'll see the buying pressure comes in. We hit certain numbers. The community is alive and well. It's not. We don't really have large breakdowns in price without spikes and shorts. So that lets me know that the community is not selling. The community is holding. So I think that is. I agree with you. I think that's one of the major factors that holds the fabric together for the community. Let's see. Hope the support still continues. Let's see. Do you see Robinhood laying down the foundation to possibly being in position to merge with FTX? That's tough. I know that FTX is more than likely going to purchase as many brokers as they can. I know that FTX wants to kind of be a market maker. And they really are. They're one of the already are. They're one of the largest companies out there. But it's similar to what you have in the stock market, where we had a lot of these brokerages and companies kind of pop up, almost as fast as these cryptocurrencies were popping up. But over time, you'll have this consolidation, and there'll just be a few market makers. I do believe Robinhood has a loyal fan base and is large enough to survive on their own, as long as they don't really have any more issues with any assets and stuff like that that will incite public outrage. But I think that Robinhood can survive, and I think FTX will, even with the money that it's loaning out, I think that it'll be okay too. I think they can kind of coexist. But if there was going to be a merge, it will certainly be to FTX's favor. I'll say that. All right. Okay, so we just hit half an hour, so I don't want to make a movie out of this. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for tonight. Let me know what your thoughts are for Dogecoin. Check out Moomoo in the description section. You get payment for order flow free trading for those of you who buy stocks as well. Like the video, share it with a friend, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.